Right guys, thanks for tuning into the YouTubes. So today we're going to be doing a day in the life, sort of what I eat, basically in my fat loss phase. So I'm 4 weeks in, got another 4 weeks to go, dropped about 10 pounds. And yeah, I'm just going to show you what we do and how we get in shape, and then show a little bit of client stuff as well. So first of all, in the morning, I actually don't eat anything at all. Get up at about 6 o'clock, it's 6:54 now, just taking Bruce out on a walk, and first thing is basically get some vitamins in, get some hydration in. Obviously overnight you get really dehydrated, probably drop a kilo, or whatever, based on size you drop at least about a kilo-ish, plus minus half a kilo. So first thing is get some water on board, and also just remember to take your supplements. So first thing in the morning I take all my sups, and I'll talk you through them as well as we go. So we're actually being especially quiet because the other half and baby are in bed, so try not to raise my voice too much like I usually do when I'm doing videos. Right, so first things first, we're doing multivit, we do a Vit D3. I'm actually doing these Vit Cs in the morning. Basically, I used to think these were full of sugar, but they're actually just artificial sweeteners. And to be honest, it's one of them things where even if it did have sugar in and additional carbs, I'd still have it. Because I swear by these for stopping you from getting ill. Vitamin C, always have these through winter. So it's a 1,250% of your daily recommended amount. You just sell them at any supermarket really. So these go in. Vitamin D3, this is sunshine hormone, so everyone should be taking this. This is going to have an impact on your performance, your immune system, and your mood as well. Obviously in the UK we don't get enough vitamin D3, we get it from the sun. It's actually a hormone, which a lot of people don't know. So you want to make sure you supplement with this. In this particular one, it's 2,500 IU. You want to get one that's about anywhere from 2,000 to 4,000 IU. So yeah, make sure you're taking this bad boy daily, especially in winter. Then multivit, obviously, we try his best to get as much micronutrients in his diet. So micronutrients are things that essentially like, vitamins, minerals, things like that. But as food gets lower, in a fat loss phase especially, it's going to be difficult to do so. So always take a multivit, cheap and easy way to just look after your health there. So last morning supplement, Nordic oil. So this is essentially, this is fish oil basically, your omega-3s. So this one specifically is probably the best one on the market at the minute. You can get this off Amazon, it's like 30 quid, 40 quid, but it lasts like 6 to 12 months. Basically, you want this one because it's got the right levels of EPA and DHA, which are basically the active ingredients in fish oil that make it do what it's supposed to do. But yeah, it's good for general inflammation in the body, lung health, heart health, brain function, joint inflammation, basically like anything disease orientated, you name it, it sort of does it. So yeah, one of the best research supplements there are, definitely worth taking, definitely recommend. And obviously Brucey has one as well, big dog. He puts it in his gob and then he usually puts it straight down. And then he'll eat it at some point. So yeah, we'll get these down the hatch and then we'll crack on with some work. Like we spoke about in the videos on WhatsApp, mate, execution of exercises is so much more important than just beating the numbers, beating the reps. Obviously we do want to beat his reps, we do want to make sure you're progressing in your lift. If you don't progress your lifts over time, you're not going to develop a physique. But with that being said, if your execution's poor, you're also not going to develop a physique, and you're probably going to hurt yourself at some point. Right, so it's now 9 o'clock. Just going to get a coffee in. Bang that bad boy in. Basically, one of the reasons why we have coffee as well is actually enjoying it. It obviously helps increase focus when you're working, but it's also an appetite suppressant. So when you're feeling hungry, it basically helps you keep that hunger at bay, so you're able to get through your fat loss phase a little bit easier whilst food's low. So I definitely recommend. I just have black coffee, but you can also do these little bad boys. So these are vanilla flavour drops. I've also got white chocolate ones. White chocolate's sick as well. Obviously you could do it. It's basically the caffeine that's the appetite suppressant. So you could do stuff like 0 calorie energy drinks, stuff like that. But my preference when I'm working from home is black coffee. So something that I'm massive on in a fat loss phase with regards to keeping your appetite down is obviously the coffee, like I said before, so the caffeine, then also just making sure you're topped up hydration wise. So like, before I've even had my first meal, I've had probably 1.25 litres of water, plus the coffee. So we're getting close to 1.5 litres of fluids before we've even had that first meal. Water, get plenty in, a little bit of caffeine for the appetite suppressant. Gonna do a bit more work. Got 2 new starters that I've just signed up. Gonna do their Loom videos now, essentially explaining like all their training plans, diet plans, supplement plans, everything that I've set up for them. So I'm gonna crack on with that, and then we're gonna get meal 1 in. Right, so first meal of the day, a little bit later than usual. It's 9:45 now. Usually have this a little bit sooner. Yeah, been up for almost 3 hours, just been grafting away. So obviously forgotten a little bit to eat there, but yeah. So first meal, we're gonna go protein sludge and frozen blueberries. Sometimes I have this meal like later on in the day as like almost like a snack sort of thing. But because of when we're training today, I want to try and keep all my heavier carbohydrate meals around training. So yeah, this is first meal of the day. Calories are pretty low, like 200 and something. Protein decent, like 45 grams of protein. Blueberries, full of antioxidants, full of vitamins, really good for you, and they taste awesome as well. So I'll show you how I make this. So we'll literally just go in 100 grams of these. Sometimes I'll go 200, but what I like to do is I have protein and oats as well in the day, which I'll have 100 grams of frozen blueberries or frozen berries of my choice in there, and then I'll also have my yogurt at the end of the day, which I'll show you, which I also have 100 grams there. But sometimes if I have something else instead of protein oats, if I have like something that's like a like-for-like meal, like a chicken and rice or something like that, I'll have more blueberries in this first meal. But today, just 100 grams. In the microwave, I don't fully defrost them with this meal, so I'll just do, if I'm doing 100 grams of blueberries, just want to do 30 seconds. If you're doing 200 grams, do a minute. Just 30 seconds on there. Then with the protein sludge, if you've got a protein powder like this one, where it's more of it's got more of a protein concentrate in it, it's essentially going to be like a thicker protein powder. So you probably need a little bit more water, with this. So usually, we'll go 45 grams of protein powder, 45 grams of water, weigh that as well. But with this one, because it's so thick, we'll do 45 grams of protein powder and actually go 60 grams of water. Right, that's mixed, as you can see, a nice thick paste. Took literally 20 seconds to do that. Berries, semi-thawed out. And all we do is, just grab that bad boy, and we just pour that in, come get some of that action in. Absolutely class. Absolutely awesome. A little bit of cinnamon. It's got some health benefits, but just basically bang it on for taste. No need to weigh that. And then just like any other meal of the day, I want to make sure we're adding a little bit of salt. So I got pink salt here. It's important for performance in the gym, pumps. It's an electrolyte, so you need to make sure you're having that. And that is meal 1. Nice and easy. Delicious dessert for breakfast. Right, so next meal, we've got protein and oats. I actually, at the minute, I'm preferring my oats with this cereal milk flavour, which is a bit of a weird flavour. I wasn't sure in it at first. I thought I'd made a massive mistake, to be honest. But actually, I kind of rate it now. Especially when it's mixed with cinnamon, it's pretty delicious. I'm gonna go 75 grams of oats. So this is like my first proper carb meal of the day, really. I've got 3 what you'd consider like heavier carb meals a day at the minute. This one, pre-workout, and then post-workout. This one and pre is probably my highest. Essentially, like the focus during any phase of training needs to be performance. So I want to make sure we're fueling well for them sessions. So you want carbohydrates in your pre-workout meals that's going to digest well, but also it's not going to digest too fast. So there's a bit of fibre in here, a little bit of fat in the oats, and we're also going to add a little bit more fat to this meal as well. With either 20 grams of peanut butter or 20 grams of dark chocolate. I ain't decided yet. I've only just started actually having this. I've never really had dark chocolate. It's more of a hype that everyone else has been on. I know there actually is some like health benefits to the dark chocolate in regards to focus or something, but essentially it's just an excuse to have a bit of chocolate really in it. But yeah, we're gonna go 20 grams of that. We're gonna go 100 grams of frozen blueberries again. But we're also banging Creatine monohydrate, one of the recommended amounts is basically per 10 kilos of body weight, you'd have 1 gram of this. If you're 100 kilo bloke, 10 grams. I'm like just over 80 minutes at 8 grams. So if I have between 5 and 10, we know we're ticking the box there. This is a performance supplement. So essentially it's going to help with strength in the gym. Obviously, if we're making sure that we're staying strong in a fat loss phase and getting stronger in a gaining phase, it's obviously going to show in this physique as well. Another thing with the oats, when you're in a fat loss phase, oats are a lot more filling than say white rice or cream of rice or like a rice-based cereal. Like these are a bit more filling, so it's like you got to think about these things when your food's a bit lower. You don't want to be mega hungry all the time. There we go, 100 grams of blueberries. Woo! Yeah, just in case you're wondering. Yeah, so 100 grams, 45 calories. So what we're going to do is this is the pre-workout meal. So we're starting to get some good carbs on board now, good decent amount of calories. Slightly slower digestion than some of the other meals. Fats slow it down from the chocolate. And obviously a little bit of fats and fibre from the oats. Slow this digestion down a bit as well, which is what we want. Nice and filling. And there we go. So we're going to bang this in. The little girl's got her first jabs today, so I'm going to be setting off there in 10 minutes. And we're going to get back, do a bit more work. Then we'll go pre-workout meal and we're going to drive over to Ultraflex Rotherham today because we're meeting an online client. We're going to do a bit of a video testimonial and get a session in together and see where he's at as well. So stay tuned. So next 2 meals, pre and post-workout. Pre-workout I have about 60 grams of carbs, post-workout I have about 40. I prefer to front load beforehand because obviously performance that workout's like super important. Obviously we want to replenish like carb stores in the muscle after, and having a bit more carbs with your protein after is also going to help with uptake of that protein as well. Right, so we're going to chop these bad boys up. We're going to make some nice crispy, somewhat kind of chips, and that's going to be pre and post-workout meal salted. The standard of these meals are second to none. Why white potato? Essentially per 100 grams, there's less carbs in white potato than there is sweet potato, so you get to have slightly more. Plus, I prefer white potato most of the time, I do quite like it. Also, white potato, full of vitamins. So vitamin C, vitamin A, also really high in potassium. One of your highest potassium foods you can have. A lot of people think about bananas for potassium, but there's actually not that much in bananas. You're more likely to get more potassium from like peppers and potato and spinach. The reason why you want potassium, by the way, guys, is it's one of your main electrolytes. It's going to help with performance. So like potassium and sodium, 2 of your big dogs with electrolytes that are going to help with you perform better. And that's why you don't just want to follow macros all the time or just want to follow a calorie goal. Bang them in for 20 minutes. Crack on with a bit more work, come back in, do the chicken to go with that. A little bit of veggies, up to 100 grams of veg. And then we'll set off to Ultraflex. We'll get some push done with Willie. Chips are finished in the air fryer. Just gonna fry up some chicken breast. Got 200 grams per meal. Talking about anywhere from like 44 to 48 grams of protein per meal from the chicken breast, probably 50 grams of protein per meal overall. When you're in a fat loss phase, I actually am a big fan of going higher than 1 gram of protein per pound of body weight now. Just from a satiation standpoint, satiation is basically just how keeping full. So obviously, when you eat more protein, protein is the most filling of the 3 macronutrients. Macronutrients are the 3 things that make up your calories. So you've got fats, protein and carbs. Protein's the most filling. And luckily protein obviously does us loads of favours. It's essential, you need it. If you don't eat protein, you essentially end up dying. Same with fats. Fats are actually essential as well. But yeah, that's why the protein's a bit higher. Every savoury meal, I get some kind of veg in there as well. Potato is a vegetable, obviously, and we've got plenty of vitamins and that in potato. But I still like to stay in the habit of doing this. So today we got bell pepper. Average bell pepper probably weighs like 130 grams, somewhere between 120 and 150. I cap my vegetables at like 100 grams per meal. If it's just a meat and veg meal or like chicken and veg meal, I'll definitely make sure I've got 100 grams in there, I'll have a bit more. Because we've already got potato in there, I'm not too bothered about this meal being absolutely massive. So we'll just chop up some peppers. So your better digesting vegetables, you've got bell peppers, baby carrots, potatoes, spinach, and tender stem broccoli and green beans tend to do okay with most people as well. Things that people usually struggle with digestion, the same with digestion shot, or like the farting all the time and stuff. Usually that's like your normal broccoli and things like onions. Some people get a bit like that with garlic as well. So sauces. We've got this fake away fajita one. It's a little bit higher cal than the other one, so we're not going to mess with that today. We've also got peri medium. For some reason I got a bit sensitive to like spicy stuff recently. Not like my stomach or anything, but it just tastes bare spicy. So we're going to leave that one out and we're going to go for plain Jane, lemon and herb. This is the goat of the Nando's sauces. Delicious. It's not going to blow your head off, you're not going to be snotting everywhere. That's been steaming for a bit, now we're just going to crank this puppy up. Let some of the water leave the pan. I'm making sure I don't swear. If I have sworn so far, give me some stick in the comments, but I'm trying my best not to swear because apparently it gets flagged up on the YouTubes and it kind of like, it stops how much traffic you get to your videos, which we don't want that. Oops. Right, so divvying these portions out. As you can see, I don't weigh after, just weigh before. Then I just eyeball it, make sure it's 50-50 in both. You don't need to weigh it after as well, guys. If it's 2 meals, just as long as you're not completely blind, you'll be all right. Intra-workout at the minute for me, because food's low and I'd rather eat my carbohydrates. I won't have any carb powder. I've already had my creatine this morning, just because that's when I remember to take it. Creatine is something that you want to take every single day, by the way, guys. It's not something you want to take just on training days. It's what's called a saturation supplement, so you want to take it daily. With my Intra, it's just a case of an electrolyte. This one's pink grapefruit, pretty tasty. And then an essential amino acid. This one's by Naughty Boy, it's called Sex in the Driveway. And we shake that up, ding dang done. Right, that's Intra sorted. Kitchen's a mess, but we need to get off. So we're just gonna quickly tidy up and get this show on the road. Something that you'll learn to do, or something I've learned to do since becoming a parent, and also running my own businesses, you gotta learn how to eat and drive. Otherwise, you're just not gonna get it in sometimes. Just gotta poke about a bit, keep your eye on the road, and you bang your pepper in and you're good. So we just got over to Ultraflex Rotherham, online client Big Will here. Will at the minute, sorry mate, just fucking twatting all this stuff. Will at the minute's just going through a gaining phase, so his food's right up. He should be feeling nice and strong today, show me up. So we're gonna run through his push session. And yeah, just gonna fucking get stuck in and see what it's all about. Right, push session done with client Will at Ultraflex Rotherham. Just got back in the car. We're at an epic session, to be fair. Definitely think my body is ready for some kind of deload. Starting to feel it a little bit under weather today. Lower back's a bit tight, left elbow's a bit tight, so it's time definitely to pull back a little bit. Post-workout meal going in, so same as pre-workout meal. Tatties, chicken, so it's basically chicken and chips and peppers. It's easy. It's easy money. So yeah, gonna bang this in as we're driving because it's 4:41 now. I've got a call at 5:45 with a current client, got a progress call, so I need to set off right now. And then we're in tonight at the Unit Fitness in Honley to do a testimonial with in-person client of my best mate, Sam Hurst. So stay tuned for the next meal, the next bit of footage. So I believe this is meal 5, yeah, so meal 5's going in. This is a no-carb meal. So this is my only red meat meal of the day. At the minute, well today we've got a sirloin steak. I've cut the fat off just for a bit of variety. I usually do 5% mince just because it's cheaper and it's just easy to cook and easy to get down, etc. And mainly just because it's cheaper. But treated myself to a sirloin, fat's cut off, and just got a load of green beans, handful of them. This pack's 170, it's half of that, so it's whatever that is, 85 grams of green beans. I'm gonna get that cooked off now. Pan, hot AF, if you don't know how to cook a steak. Steak's been left out a bit, salt and pepper, fry light. When you're in a fat loss phase, in fact, to be fair, all the time, there's no point really cooking with any oils. The only oil that probably is, healthy once cooked is a coconut oil or like a peanut oil, something like that with a high smoke point. Basically, it just doesn't go rancid as the heat goes up. Like an olive oil is supposed to be super healthy, but once you actually cook with it, it's not. But this is just low calorie fry light, and I recommend it to anyone who's got any sort of physique goals. Pan's nice and hot, and I'm just gonna bang this bad boy in. So there's about 45 grams of protein in there, probably about 10 grams of fat. Gonna do that about a minute and a half each side. I like my steaks kind of rare. And then to be honest, may as well just throw the green beans in with that. Probably not like the most normal way to cook green beans, but your boy's tired, so we're just getting it in. Something that I have started taking this month, just because obviously new baby, sleeping less, training hard, in a fat loss phase. So essentially it's like high stress on the body, even though I don't feel consciously stressed. I've started taking a bit of ashwagandha. So this is quite a well-researched supplement that is actually been shown to reduce cortisol, which is the stress hormone. Cortisol is actually good, so stress is actually good in the first half of the day. That's like natural for you to have stress around that time. So if you're gonna get some ashwagandha, only take it in the evening, and also only take it for a maximum of a month. Luckily this comes in a 30-day saving, so that's what I'm gonna do. Right, that is a rare steak right there. Wowzers. Yeah, don't try this at home, guys. Unless you rate the rare steak, this one is not for you. Right, so this is what we've got now. Ooh, one of my sauces is hiding somewhere, so we're gonna have to go with the lemon and herb again. For today, what I'm gonna go with is the Tango Apple Zero Sugar 13 cal. So this is tonight's low cal drink of choice. This is my favourite meal of the day. Meal 6, sorry. 8.34. This is absolutely delicious. Let me show you what we've got. So it says this is a yogurt. Tastes like mullet corner. So we're gonna have blueberries that we're gonna melt in the microwave. We're gonna go dark chocolate today as well. And we've got 0% Greek yogurt, which is super high protein. It's actually fermented, so it's like really good for your gut. And if your gut's happy, it helps your mind, but also your performance and general health. One thing though, I've messed up. I forgot to pick up more Greek yogurt. So what we're gonna do is, this is the Greek yogurt that I've got. Forgot to pick up any more, but luckily we do have some skyrin, which is like 7 calories different per 100 grams. So I'm probably gonna end up having like an extra 20 calories over, so it's not a big issue. So we're just gonna bang them 2 in there, just plain. I'll show you what I'm gonna add to that as well. We want 300 grams, which is 30 grams of protein. We've got 206 out of that so far. So quick maths, we need 94 grams of this to get the same amount of protein as we do normal. And as you can see, it's like a very similar style yogurt, so it's not the end of the world. Okay, this stuff is a little bit sour when you have it on its own, so we've got flavour drops. So what we do is we go 10 drops of this, bang in a load of cinnamon, we're hard with that as well, a little bit of salt, 101, that'll do. This time we'll go a full minute at 100. So we're gonna melt them all the way down, and they come out sick. This meal is absolutely epic. Don't know if I told you already. Absolutely class. Mix that in. So I either go 20 grams of peanut butter, or I go 20 grams of dark chocolate. Tonight, I've lost my head. I'm gonna go 10 grams of each. So it's already mixed in. 10 grams of dark chocolate's in there, 10 grams of peanut butter, 100 grams of frozen berries melted, 300 grams of 0% Greek yogurt, cinnamon, salt. The most delicious yogurt you could ever have. Right guys, if you like the video, like it, subscribe, share with your mates, spread the word on how to get ripped and enjoy your food. We'll bang the macros for the full day above here as well. Take care.